The following contest is set for one fall. It is a lumberjack match for the EPW World Heavyweight Championship. Please welcome EPW Senior Official Jerry Adams.
You have to remember, Steve, that King David has already been in action this evening in the pre-match battle royal. And King David didn't necessarily win that on his own. We've got a lumberjack match coming up in just a moment.
Yeah, but King David's got 4 additional men. What did he call them earlier?
I think he called them his altar boys.
Well, if it is the altar boys, it's 5-on-1, and then you got lumberjacks. Are they all on the side of King David? I can only imagine.
I got to imagine that Chris Steele went back there, tried to find some friends. Otherwise, he's going to have a very short title reign tonight. King David coming down with his altar boys right now. Part of the crowd with King David, the other part not so much. You have to remember, both of these guys, hometown heroes. Not only, Steve, are they fighting for the EPW World Heavyweight Championship, they've got the Black Horse Heavyweight Championship on the line too. That's 2 titles.
All right, the stage has been set. King David won the pre-show match. Robbie E, nowhere in sight. Robbie E will probably face the winner of this match. The question is, King David has been #1 contender before and couldn't finish Chris Steele. Will tonight be different in the biggest lumberjack match in Elite Pro Wrestling history tonight?
King David obviously has a chip on his shoulder, feels like he's the second favorite son of Winona. He wants to prove that he is in fact #1.
Look at the distance, look at these 4 men. All with hoods on. And again, I don't understand why King David has surrounded him. Do you think those 4 men are surrounding themselves by the entrance to attack Chris Steele on his way to the ring?
It wouldn't surprise me. King David's proven that he doesn't care how he wins as long as he's the winner.
Oh man, I don't know if Chris Steele's gonna make it to the ring for this title match. He might have to forfeit.
There's no way a champion like Chris Steele is going to forfeit 2 championships to a guy like King David.
Well, how's he gonna get to the ring?
I don't know.
His general impeding progress is gonna be denied by these 4 hooded men.
Lumberjack match might start early tonight.
But where are the lumberjacks? Are there only 4? Are there others?
Are they only with King David? Was he the only one with?
One of the hooded men is motioning in the general direction of Chris Steele to come down the stairs from the locker room. And King David watching also from a distance inside the ring.
King David clearly has the advantage coming out first. Again, no matter how great a champion you are, if you have to deal with 4 men before you even make it into the ring, your odds don't look very good going home with any championships this evening.
The crowd is waiting. They've waited all night for this battle. King David, Chris Steele again. There's the confrontation. Now what?
Chris Steele doesn't look like he's intimidated whatsoever.
It looks like he's staring a hole through each of the men with hoods. He just walked through all 4 of them. They didn't have the guts to stand up to Steele.
Can you blame him? Look at him. He's got the aura of a champion.
You know what? Actions speak louder than words. Maybe it was just to get in the head of Steele. King David trying to get a cheap shot at him. Didn't even have the intros yet. The man, now they're surrounding him again.
Chris Steele better be careful. He better get in that ring sooner rather than later. The longer he's outside, the harder it's going to be.
We got a confrontation here. Something's got to give. You let him in and fight, or this isn't even going to happen.
Chris Steele wants to say hi to his hometown friends and family. The altar boys are refusing to let that happen, but it looks like Steele's finally getting into the ring now.
If they don't let it happen, there's no match. They have to let him in the ring. Black Horse Championship, Elite Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. Title for title, 2 titles, both on the line. King David, #1 contender by winning 1 match, and in my honest opinion, he didn't do it the right way.
Chris Steele has everything to lose in this match, and the numbers don't favor him one bit.
King David has nothing to lose in this match, does he?
Lose that #1 contendership, have to fight his way back in again.
I don't know.
Chris Steele has more to prove in this match. He has 2 championships. He feels that he's the #1.
Introducing the challenger from the Kingdom of Heaven, weighing in at 245 pounds, King David.
Wow. Mixed reaction for the challenger.
From Winona, Minnesota, weighing in at 234 pounds, the real deal, Mr. Sex Appeal, the gold standard of wrestling, Chris Steele.
Crowd split pretty 50-50 on both of these wrestlers. They obviously have supporters in the area tonight.
I'm going to tell you a story, Pete, and you might not believe this. These 2 men wrestled an opening match in Indiana for another Midwest area pro wrestling company. It was the match of the night that night, and nothing could follow it. And these 2 men have worked from the bottom to the top, and they're here, and this is the main event. This is what it's all about. Nobody in Indiana knew these 2 men's names, but when that match was over, everyone knew that they were the best, and nothing compared to what they delivered in the ring. We're underway, 2 titles on the line, and Steele better turn around because he's distracted by way too many things.
The Altar Boys already trying to play dividends in this.
That could be it. He just gave him the savant kick. New champion right now. No.
Steele kicks out at 2.5.
I think the fans sensed that King David had the match won right there. David's even surprised. That's one of his finishing moves. That might be his ultimate finishing move. And now the Altar Boys are going to carry his body away. There's no way to defend the title if you're being carried away like this.
The Altar Boys just moving Chris Steele at will right now. King David getting in the face of the referee as well.
Is this the sacrifice by King David? What the heck was that? They took him on a train and took him on a bus ride around the ring. How can these Altar Boys be happy with themselves? What was that?
King David viciously stomping away, jamming the knee of Chris Steele.
Loudmouth King David, self-preserving, religion-bounded, the Bible thumper himself, holier-than-thou attitude, looks down on everyone.
Vicious leg drop from King David.
He thinks he is the higher power. Not at any more time more important. He thinks he is the most important entity in pro wrestling, and he's got a lot of skill. And that sidekick explosive shot that he gave to Chris Steele has been the knockout shot that Steele has not been able to recover from yet. I can just tell he's helpless right here.
The numbers game is against Chris Steele before the match even started. 4 guys outside of the ring, all supporting King David. Chris Steele has no help, but he's fighting back. Vicious blows to the head of King David. Chris Steele isn't going to go down without a fight.
King David does not want to be known as Robbie E's replacement. Big DDT, float over, the drop, but Steele can't capitalize.
This is a great opportunity now for Chris Steele to recover, figure out what he needs to do. And again, if he's going to beat King David tonight, he's got to keep him away from the outside of the ring. These Altar Boys aren't going to let him win.
Chris Steele is known for that sit-down bomb, the dizzy drop, disorienting drop, and now the Altar Boys surrounding King David, trying to be his protective halo from future harm, and Steele has managed to power his way back to his feet, but King David has faced the other direction, and watch out from behind. He pounded him in the chest. And he slowly brings King David back in the ring. I'm surprised Steele didn't try to attack David so he could crash and fall on all of his altar boys on the floor. Then he would have wiped out all of the adversaries. But Steele knows he only has to beat one man in this match, and it's King David. And I'm shocked there are no other lumberjacks but these altar boys.
What kind of a lumberjack match is this? Chris Steele
not fair.
has no help.
It's not fair. It's 5-on-1. Everyone knows it. Another attack. The back elbow connects. King David on Dizzy Street. Steele again. Same old result. SOS. Same old stuff. How many times can he do this? Monkey toss, and look at the agility. King David almost flipped onto his feet. That was amazing. You're not going to knock the man out that way. He's way too close to the ropes. Chris Steele wants to stay perfect. He does not want to disappoint anybody.
Altar Boys just pulled King David out of the ring. Give him some time to recover. Chris Steele has no help.
Not at all. You know, I've seen this man train for this match. He's run through feet of snow for this. Dozens of miles. He's chopped firewood. He's carried lumber on his shoulders for miles. He is pumped and he's ready. And he is in such amazing physical condition, Pete.
King David is not ready. He's taking his time outside of the ring right now, letting the Altar Boys figure out what he needs to do. They're all working together. They're a well-oiled team.
It's a strategy. King David's playing with the emotions of Chris Steele in this title match.
The only problem, though, is that the longer King David takes, the more time Chris Steele has to recover.
Dropped hold. The referee almost got trampled in the process, or did he?
He did. Referee is down right now. Chris Steele going on the offensive.
Well, now the Altar Boys could probably do whatever they want to Chris Steele. There's nobody else to tell him. Well, main event ref has awoken from a brief hibernation. They do have animals around here, right?
Chris Steele working at the knees of King David right now. If he takes down King David, his mobility is going to be limited. He's not going to be able to do some of those high power moves.
King David screaming. Elbow drop. The ankle, the left ankle, trapped. And he's torquing and twisting that ankle totally out of place. And King David screaming in pain. Anyone knows that anytime you have a sprained limb, a sprained muscle in a leg, it's almost impossible to move the same way.
You don't know how much you value a knee when it's working until it doesn't work anymore.
And King David not defending his damaged limb at all whatsoever.
Oh, he just threw Chris Steele into the ropes.
Interesting counter.
King David slow to get up, though. You can tell he's ginger on that knee.
Well, if you have a damaged limb, you can't leave it out there for people to kick and to smash. And King David is not defending himself wisely. The Altar Boys just making their noises and voices heard.
King David outside of the ring again, sending Chris Steele into the corner. The Altar Boys going to protect King David. What does Steele have to do to win this match? Every time he builds some momentum, King David is pulled out of the ring or jumps out himself.
This is senseless. These Altar Boys are not here for the good and the benefit of Elite Pro Wrestling. They're here to make Chris Steele and everyone else's lives miserable.
We still don't even know who they are.
We never received a formal introduction. I can only assume that these are all members and friends of King David from his past. Maybe from high school and college classes gone by. Maybe from football practices. Maybe from having lessons and lectures in the pastures of the churches in the past. I don't know.
The Altar Boys are in the ring right now. Chris Steele hiding behind the referee.
One of them actually had his hood removed. Who was that man? I wish I had more details, but I don't. And Steele's been tripped, and the whiplash effect damaged not only his left knee, but also did damage to his head and neck. He might have had concussive-like effects after that drop.
One of the Altar Boys raked the eyes of the referee. King David and the other Altar Boys took advantage. Chris Steele now on his back, getting assaulted by King David.
Essentially, you're right. Here we go, the Altar Boys going at Chris Steele at full force on the outside, stomping the daylights out of him.
Chris Steele has no protection out here. This isn't a lumberjack match. This is 5-on-1.
The referee has done literally nothing about it. because there are no countouts in this match.
What do you do? If you're the referee, what do you do? They're already shown that they don't care about the referee. They've attacked him too.
Well, the point of lumberjacks in a lumberjack match is to do two things: to keep the action in the ring and to prevent any other individuals from getting involved. But there's a lot of chaos going on here. Well, there are no other lumberjacks to combat these altar boys. That's where the problem lies.
Chris Steele is out here all alone. He has no protection. King David and the Altar Boys have free reign to do whatever they want at this point. The Altar Boys
we got a lot of nervous fans. A lot of nervous fans that expected Chris Steele to have a fair championship match against King David. That is not the case.
And you got to remember, too, it's not just the EPW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, Black Horse
title, too.
I'm not very familiar with that title, but apparently that match, I guess this championship is defended at literally at every event that takes place in this building, EPW or not, supposedly.
Chris Steele being assaulted outside of the ring again by the Altar Boys as King David sits there and watches it all. How do you feel good if King David wins the championship tonight? How does he feel good about what he just did?
I can't imagine. But you know what? If he says to himself, I'm going to show up on Sunday, I'm going to show up to church early, I'm going to sing my psalm and say my prayer, that's all it means. That's all it takes, and I can relinquish myself of anything and everything that I've ever done wrong in the past. And it's an excuse. It's just an excuse. I have a feeling that King David is a part of this church organization for all the wrong reasons. And professionally speaking, it's affecting this wrestling, and it's affecting the product in a negative sort of sense.
King David obviously has no regard for what happens to Chris Steele at this point. The Altar Boys are out here helping King David at every opportunity. Chris Steele is defenseless at this point. He has nobody to protect him.
Only time will tell if Chris Steele can even do anything to defend himself. And we're seeing the slow dissection, and I can just picture the championship as it left the fingertips of Chris Steele prior to this match. We may never see Steele hold that title ever again at this rate. And now the Altar Boys getting in the face. He missed that savate kick. Oh my!
What a spinning clothesline from Chris Steele.
Tornado-like smash, and the Altar Boys on the near side are stunned as both men are down face first on the mat.
Chris Steele trying to build some offense, create some separation. The only problem is now both men are down. Chris Steele needs to get up, build some momentum, and keep this going. The longer this match goes, the less it favors Chris Steele.
You have a very good point. But Steele is a champion among champions. And if there's anything that Steele's proven in the past, he can defeat all of the odds.
Shoulder tackle by Chris Steele.
Man, he nearly knocked him for a loop right there. King David landing very badly on the back of his head, neck, and shoulders. Wow. Crushing knee smash. Steele still on his feet, but
doesn't know where he is.
No idea at all. There it is. That concussive-like sit-down bomb. He should have it here, but he can't capitalize either. He had all the wind knocked out of himself. The sit-down bomb has wiped out victims of all shapes and sizes.
The Altar Boys trying to get King David up to his feet right now. Chris Steele all alone in that ring, rolling ever closer to the ropes.
Tremendous main event featured presentation. Valentine's Vendetta 2, Elite Pro Wrestling, Black Horse Bar and Grill, Black Horse Championship, EPW World Heavyweight title. Misses, does David, flying shoulder block by Steele. A second one connects. King David keeps shooting back to his feet. Big splash. King David cinched in. Here's the pickup. There it is. A releasing, sit down, suplex, Phoenix bomb. Oh my, almost a Tiger bomb drop, but no, two count. That was an inadvertent bell. This match is still ongoing. But if Chris Steele did win this match, it would be a shock to me and maybe all the fans here in Winona, Minnesota, because I don't think anyone expected him to survive 5-on-1 odds. even this long.
Chris Steele can't believe he didn't just win. He thought that was a 3 count.
Well, he heard a bell. That bell was misleading because nothing is ended.
That may have been one of the altar boys up to something not good.
King David sweeping takedown, choking the man. That's not legal at all. Almost forcing a disqualification. The main event ref, Jerry, just admonishing rules and regulations towards any and all that will listen.
The altar
Here we
boys,
go again.
What is going on? What is King David doing? He's going under the ring.
What does he have there?
What is that?
I am so puzzled. The heck is that in his hand?
Is that a box of chocolates?
This is Valentine's Vendetta. The heck was in that box? We have candy everywhere. Truffles, chocolate, creams.
The referee was distracted, didn't see at all what happened. The altar boys paying dividends again, distracting the referee.
The fans didn't order dessert. What is this about? He might have knocked the man out with chocolate. Oh, he shot the shoulder up just before the count of 3. We still have a title match here.
King David can't believe it. He thought that was a 3 count.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen anyone get smashed with a whole entire box full of chocolates.
You got to remember, though, Chris Steele is still down on the ring. He can't do anything.
It's chocolate abuse. It isn't right. I know victory is sweet, but I don't know if it's chocolatey. What are you doing now with this ref? This isn't right. Can we please get a second referee at ringside? We need it. There's too much going on here.
We need more lumberjacks for Chris Steele.
There aren't any. It's just the altar boys.
He's getting beaten up with King David's Bible.
He has sandwiched Chris Steele's head between the man and that Bible. He drops the leg, and his head crushed on that Bible as well. This is it. New champion. He kicked out again. Steele's still in this.
2 3/4 for Chris Steele.
He used the Bible. He's hit the savant kick. He's had 4 men, the altar boys, all provide assistance. And even that couldn't hold down the hometown hero again.
Chris Steele will not quit.
Well, King David won't quit cheating. Here's the Bible again. As if it has the answers. Or does it? You can only sense that reading that Bible and presenting it is enough. Running stiff boot connects with the hip. Did he just smash that Bible corner first against the skull of Chris Steele? I don't believe this. Say your prayers, get away from the ring before you get hurt. Wow. Almost a pile driver got reversed with a knee-cracking smash to King David's skull. Could he pull it off now? Nope. What action. Main event.
What does Chris Steele need to do to put away King David? What does King David need to do to put away Chris Steele?
Well, step 1, the only chance Steele has is if he keeps it in the ring. Because if he leaves the ring, it's only bad for himself. And here we go again. The altar boys pulling King David to safety. And who knows what else they're giving him as far as advice. Chains, weapons, what else do these altar boys have? I have a hard time watching this, Pete. This isn't right. He has attached a chain to the end of his right boot. If he connects with the sidekick with that chain, it only magnifies the impact.
How can the referee let this happen?
Here it comes right now. The ref is turned. Wow. Jawbreaker. Chain, kneecaps, plastic parts, and more. The referee being tied up by the altar boys. Again, the chain wrapped around the bottom of the sole of that right boot. One of the most What is this young lady doing? She's grabbing a hold of both of the altar boys to try to turn the referee around. Side kick on the way. King David's just measuring Steele right here. That's it.
Kick.
That's it. There's no way he can recover from this. It's all over right now. We got a new champion. No.
How the hell
11-12.
did he kick that out? Chris Steele just kicked out.
How is that possible?
King David has tried everything to win this match. Chris Steele refuses to stay down.
I don't believe this.
Is that the champion's pride getting the better of him? How much abuse can Chris Steele take?
Steele, I think, only kicked out based off instinct alone, because there's no other way he would have been able to power out of that any other way.
Does anybody like Chris Steele? Where's the rest of the locker room? This is a lumberjack match, not a 5-on-1.
I don't understand it, but the altar boys are now going to assemble all on one side of this frame. Steele rolled to the outside, and that's not the place Steele wants to be. What's David got plans on doing here? Is he going to do this? He's going to take a chance. Oh, my! He knocked out almost all of his altar boys by himself. What a huge mistake by King David.
Chris Steele rolled out of the way just in time. The altar boys took the brunt of that attack. All four of them down. King David down as well. But Chris Steele is not feeling well. Chris Steele has to figure out a way to win this match in the ring.
Where did Steele go?
I don't know, but the referee's at the count of 4.
I'm puzzled. King David wipes out his altar boys, and Steele has disappeared. Everyone looking everywhere, trying to find Steele.
The altar boys in the ring now, too. Everybody's looking for Chris Steele.
Steele's on the second floor!
He's not going to do that!
Don't do that, Steele!
He's
got
not
a
gonna
whole
do
life
that.
out of you!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! High cross body block on 5 men in the ring from the second story of the building!
He literally jumped that whole way down. All 6 men down in the ring.
Is he out of his mind? How did he do that?
Crowd roaring in approval of Chris Steele right now, but he still has to capitalize.
Men, women, and children are shocked!
That move might have taken out all of the altar boys and King David, but Chris Steele still has to pin King David.
You know what? If King David didn't have all that padding and protection around him, he would have definitely been knocked out.
No!
He shot the shoulder up again. It's not over. The heck? What will it take?
Neither man wants to quit. You can tell there's...
You can dive off the second balcony and that won't do it? They're going to have to take this to another level. This is insanity. This isn't fair. This
Chris
isn't
Steele
safe.
can't believe that was only a 2 count.
I cannot believe what I'm watching here.
What else do they have to do to put somebody down?
I can't understand this. There has to be some sort of a mutual understanding. We want one of these men to win, but we don't want this to end in a catastrophe. Oh, for goodness sakes. King David just dragged down Chris Steele by his tights right onto that middle turnbuckle pad, which literally is
King
a
David
very
bringing in a steel
a
chair.
thin layer of padding supporting that metal steel
This is
support.
not a no disqualification match.
King David has a steel chair. The referee has been slammed down onto his face by King David. Duck underneath. Big pickup by Steele. The pickup and the bomb on the back of that chair, and he landed right on the edge. Every bone of the spine might be cracked and fractured. Steele on top. Referee recovers. He retains the title.
Chris Steele retains the EPW World Heavyweight Championship.
I have never seen a fight like that before. That tested the wills of both men.
And still the EPW World Heavyweight Champion,
the Black Horse Championship and the EPW World Heavyweight Championship. Staying with Chris Steele this evening, King David did everything, including using the Bible as a weapon in this match. None of it paid dividends. Chris Steele wins the Lumberjack match, retains both championships.
He still has 2 titles. Steele has 1. He's still the EPW World Heavyweight Champion. He's defended the Black Horse Championship. He had to go through hell 3,000 times over, and King David couldn't take him to the right spot in time. Steele is the man. I dare anyone to try to beat him in this ring. Robbie, bring it all. You don't stand a chance against this man.
Chris
No
Steele
way.
proving why he is the EPW World Heavyweight Champion.
This man is amazing.
Turn the music off!
Now what? He wants more?
Chris, I'm sick of this! I'm sick.
This was a brutal main event.
I've had enough! They're the 2 most talented fighters in this company! And from what I hear, there's gonna be a 3-way tag team elimination match in the next show. I'm 0 for 2. I'm clearly not there yet. What say we make it a 4-team elimination match for the EPW Tag Team Championships? What do you think about getting a Mom Squad reunion, Boxers of the Midwest, right back here where it started? You want to see it tag for the gold?
If you can't beat him, join him. Is that his plan?
Does Chris Steele believe King David? Come on.
King David.
They nearly tried to kill each other. Now they want to be friends? The heck is this?
You just said you're clearly not where you need to be yet.
I'm not there yet.
And you want to get the Mom Squad, the monsters of the Midwest, back together for the tag team titles.
And the Big O, the Todd Owens, the real deal, covered and smothered in sex appeal, Chris Steele, back together again.
The Mom Squad.
The Mom Squad, for the gold.
For the gold.
For the gold.
You want me to have 3 of these and be your partner?
As long as I got 1, I'll find a way.
How do you believe King David after what he just did to Chris Steele?
I'm hearing the colorful language from all over this bar. The people don't believe it. Some are saying hug it out. Some are saying don't listen to him.
These guys have a history together.
The bad blood has surfaced to a boiling point. How can you just ignore the past? You can't.
You got it right here. Mom Squad.
All right. The next show in June.
In June.
You and me.
You and me.
Tagging up like old times.
Tagging up again.
For the gold.
For the gold.
You damn right you got yourself.
You got it.
Pete, I just throw my hands in the air. I don't know what I just seen.
I don't believe it.
These 2 men nearly killed one another to win a title, and now they're an alliance? I don't believe King David for 1 second.
No. Do you see what he just tried to do with the Altar Boys during this match?
Okay, Pete, this was a monumental event of tremendous proportions, and I'm still in disbelief at what I just heard and saw in this match. Chris Steele jumped 20 feet off of a second balcony onto King David and still couldn't finish him off. They hit each other with everything in their arsenal. Chains, weapons. They had multiple men in lumberjacks attacking them from all angles. Can Steele trust King David at all?
I don't know how you can after what we just saw this evening. Chris Steele better have eyes all over his head, not just on the back of his head, going into that tag team turmoil come June.
Elite Pro Wrestling has made history tonight, although if we want to really examine the situation in full effect, none of the championships changed hands tonight.
Everybody retained their titles, but what's happening with EPW and JPW?
They're in a war with each other, Pete. It's that obvious. And Chris Steele apparently wants to team with King David for the EPW Tag Team titles in June